Right. Afternoon. Let me stream not working. Right, so yesterday, as you know, I did a video. I took a few games and a Guitar Hero guitar up to C.E.X. I've got £109 in credit. Spent half of it up there getting some games. And today I thought I'd go to Croydon and see what I got up there. So I'll show you which I picked up. And I'll tell you a little story about one of these games in a minute. Right, so I picked up one DS game, being this one, £2.50. I've been looking at this one. I wanted to get this on Switch actually, but they had it on PlayStation 5. They didn't have it on Switch. But I can get this on Switch for, I think it's $12.99 in Argus, but they don't have 2 for $20 in Argus at the moment, so I still might get that on Switch later. That one was £12, PlayStation 5. Godfall looked interesting, but I don't know if I'll play it or not. That was a £5. Knight Rider the game. I always used to love watching Knight Rider. The old Kit and David Hasselhoff, I think it was. Yeah, I used to love watching them. And yeah, that's complete. Right, this particular game here, I'm putting last because I'm going to tell you a little story about that. Right, so the rest of them are Xbox 360s, split second Velocity. I think I wasn't sure if I've got this one or not, but I picked up again just in case I haven't got it. That's Star Trek. Alpha Protocol, the Espionage RPG. I can't remember if I've got a copy on that or not, so I picked that up. That's only £2.50. Star Trek was £3. Split second was £4. Knight Rider was £4. Godfall was £5. Spirit of the North was £12. Rabbits was £2.50. 007 Legends, £5. James Bond one. I think I've got a few James Bond games, but never played them. As I keep saying, I've only probably played 1% of all the games that I have got out of 100%, and I've got loads and loads of games. So I'm more of a stupid fool to keep buying them, but I'll keep buying them for more of an investment kind of thing. Right, so I've been collecting the Resident Evil games on PlayStation 4. I've got some on PlayStation, Xbox, but I didn't have this particular one, which is the Gold Edition. I know I ain't got a Gold Edition. So I did pick up Resident Evil Gold Edition for £2. Now, they also had Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. And both of them have got manuals. I think most of them got manuals, actually. I think one of the Star Trek doesn't have one. And 007 don't have one. but I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, Resident Evil Raccoon City, I picked it up. I don't think I've got it. I couldn't be sure. And it was £6. And I went to see if there's a manual in there. And as I opened it, the disc was actually in there. No, I thought, I could take that disc out and slip that in my pocket if I wanted to. They ain't going to know that, are they, really? But I'm not a thief. I did not steal it. As I have got a receipt for these games. Somewhere. I think it's in the bag. Where have I put the bag? Yeah. God. Yeah, there it is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see that, but Resident Evil, £6. It's hard to actually show you, but it's there. It is there. It's there, £6. So I didn't go straight up to the counter because I was like checking all the other games out. I was hoping to get some Switch games actually, but there just wasn't nothing there that I wanted. No, all the games were like £30-40, and I wasn't going to pay £30-40 for any. Not today. So I thought I'd decided to get some cheaper games, and they say I picked up the 2 Resident Evil games, and when I saw that one, I thought, that's in there. So I kept hold of it, and I carried on looking around and picked up a couple more Xbox games, and this was after me picking up the PlayStation 5 games. I had a quick look on the PlayStation 2, not much there which I wanted. Practically nothing there that I wanted actually, apart from I thought I'd get Knight Rider. The Rabbit, Nintendo 3DS games, well, there are some there I wanted, but they didn't have the proper case. They was actually in large cases like the PlayStation 2, for instance, and you had the wrapper, well, you had the actual insert, kind of like that, in a PlayStation or Xbox or whatever case they had. So I didn't really get any of those ones because I didn't want to have to buy Nintendo 3DS cases. I might even have a couple spare ones knocking around, I don't know. But I thought I won't bother getting them. So anyway, time to go out and pay for them. And I said to the guy, who's the manager? And he pointed down, and the manager goes, I am. What's up? I said, I want these games, right? But as I'm honest, like, I think you should give me this particular one free. He goes, why is that? I said, because the disc is already in there. And he, what? Yeah, it's already in there, mate. Oh, well, I can't give you a free one, mate, because like it'd be on my head, I will get a good bollocking for giving you a free game. So I said, well, I don't understand that, because I had a similar thing happen to me over at Stretton once before. I picked up the case to check the manual. Can't remember the game, what it was, but there was a different game in it, an actual disc. And I went up to the counter after I selected all the games, and I said to the guys, I said, I want this game, but there's a game in there already, which is not the one. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I said, well, the game I want's going to be behind there, but this one here, like, as I found it, can I have it free? And they kind of all looked at each other, and they said, well, it depends on how much the game's worth, kind of thing. And if the actual case is behind or in stock. and they looked on the system, and apparently the game was not in stock. But the game was actually in a different game case, as I say, and like I said, you know what, as you're honest enough, yeah, you can have it. So I went, oh, cheers, thanks a lot for that. You know, this is a free game. And I went, hang on a minute, before we give it to you, let's just see how much it's worth. And would you believe it was like a £20 game? And they said, well, like, you know, we shouldn't really give it to you, but, you know, as it's not written on stock, you know, you can have it. So I bought a £20 game home without no case or anything from C.E.X. So sometimes C.E.X are kind of like okay in giving you your free stuff. I've been to C.E.X a few times in the past, and people are taking games in, and C.E.X won't take them because they are too scratched up or they don't want them. You know, obviously no good. And I remember over at Streatham, some guy was trying to like trade in a load of games, and there's probably about 10 games they wouldn't take. So yeah, so we'll you know, just take them, you know, put them behind the counter, throw them away on a thing, you know, like that kind of thing. And I was standing next to him, I said, yeah, mate, we don't want them, I'll have them. I'll give you something for them. He goes, okay, you can have them. And like one of the staff members looked at me thinking, yeah, right, you ain't supposed to be doing that, mate. But hey, you know, it's up to the person who owns the games. If he wants to give them to someone, then he can give them to someone. So he gave me about 10 games. 2 of them didn't have like cases. One of them had a case, but no inserts. And the other ones were all scratched up, and that's why they weren't being given, you know, taken in. So I had like about 10 or 12 games off one guy from C.E.X. A couple of months ago, I was at the same C.E.X I went to Croydon actually, and there's a guy like, you know, trading in games, and he even also had like 4 or 5 games which they would not take because those either too scratched or they just wasn't taking them in. And I was actually, he had the cases there on the shelf on the counter, and I started going through them thinking that they belong to C.E.X. And he goes, excuse me, mate, they're mine. I said, oh, why? I said, I'm sorry, mate. He goes, that's all right. He goes, there's a few here that they don't want. He goes, do you want them? I thought, oh, yeah, okay, I don't mind. And, you know, there was a couple there which did not have cases, but C.E.X actually already took the cases over, like the ones that they was actually going to take in to either give the guy cash or trade voucher. And as I was like checking the cases, there was one there which didn't have the game, and I think that's one of the Super Mario games. And I was just about going to leave because I'd already sorted my stuff out, and I said, cheers, mate. He goes, that's right. And the staff member goes, oh, there's no game in here. He goes, oh, I'm sure I've got it. He goes, no, it's not in here. So as I went to turn, he goes, hang a minute. He goes, you ain't got that Super Mario game there, have you? So I said, I don't know, I'll have a look. And I had to bring out the games that he gave me, and I opened up what there was, and the Super Mario game was there. So, you know, I had to give it to him. And I think he had a £6 trading on that one. But, you know, bringing them home and doing a quick scan, the guy must have gave me about 20 quid's worth of games, you know, like 5, 6 games. Although some of them didn't have like the manuals or, you know, the inserts, and some of them were completely buggered up, you know, scratched left, right, and centre. So, like, sometimes, you know, if you're lucky enough, you can get some freebies at C.E.X because, like, you know, if there's a guy in front of you and he's taking in like 20, 30 games and he's not gone through them, and they're kind of like scratched up. And C.E.X will turn around and say, sorry, mate, that's too badly scratched up. Like last week when I went up to Croydon, I took up about 15 games up there, and 4 of them, he said, they're scratched up, and one of them had like a crack on the actual ring on the middle of the game, so they wouldn't take them. I actually got their list here, actually. So one of them was Mario Party 9. Now, they sold that for £38, right? And there was God of War, right? The Mario Party, as you know, was on Wii, and God of War was on the PlayStation 2. And they wouldn't take him because they was a little bit scratched up. So as he was about to go through the games that, you know, he did take as a trade-in, he was waiting for my Guitar Hero to be sorted out. And I said to him, how much does it cost, you know, for games to be, you know, like resurfaced? He goes, a couple of quid. Well, I said, well, look, you know, I'll give you a couple of quid if you resurface these two and see if they can go through. And he goes, you know what, I'd do them and I won't even charge you. So, well, okay then. Now, as I say, like the Super Mario Party 9 didn't have that many scratches on it, nor did God of War. And he actually put them through the cleaner, the surfacer, and they came out pretty good after that. So, if he hadn't done that, I would have lost £24. But because he did service clean them and didn't charge me, I actually was able to get that £24 back onto my credit. Now, I said to him, I do have another one of those Guitar Heroes, Warriors or Rock, I think it is. But it's got a bit of gunk on it, so I need to clean it first. And that is a £29 trade-in, because I took one up there last week. Well, no, this week, yesterday. So yeah, like if you find a Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, they are wireless controllers, so you don't need a dongle. They're for the Xbox 360. I don't know how much they actually selling for. Let me have a look. I think they're selling for about £50 actually. C.E.X. Guitar Hero. Spelled guitar wrong. Warriors of Rock. It's not coming up. Let me do it different way. Actually, I spelled Warriors wrong. It's O-R, I think. Yeah. So, the Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, you know, if you can get one, the PlayStation one, but you need the dongle for the PlayStation one, they actually sell them for £65, but you get a £42 trading on those. Now, if you find a Xbox 360 one, there isn't much difference between a boxed one and an unboxed one. A boxed one is Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock plus guitar, right, it's £48. That's what they sell them for. The trading is like £29, right? If you get a boxed one, then you would get a £40 trading, and they sell that for £62. That's like £12 on top, right? But if you get a unboxed one, they sell them for £45, but you get a £29 trading or £20 cash. Now, sorry, I do have another one. I tested it and it worked because I originally paid £15 for that at Car Boot Fair. Then I paid like, I think it was a £5 for the game. And the game ain't worth that. So I kind of like screwed myself over on that one, buying a game for £5. Game only, Warriors of Rock. Yeah, because they sold that for £6, and it's only a £3 trading on that game. If you just trying to get back onto it. If you actually have the Warriors of Rock and the actual game with it, it's only a £3 difference. But see, they sell that for £48, but you still only get like a £29 trading. So really, you don't need the game with the guitar, because you still get £29 trading just with the actual guitar. You can probably sell the actual game itself. Let's just go to another page and open it up, because the game itself is worth, I think, £5 or £6. £6. You can sell it for £6. So I bought it for, as I say, like £5. I did have the drum kit actually, but my fucking sister sniped it and took it home. I do have the DJ Hero right beside me actually, but because it's boxed, it's not really worth that much. You see, it's boxed and everything. The box is kind of a bit shitty. It's not the actual Xbox version, because I think the Xbox version would probably be a bit more. Let's see how much that is worth. DJ Hero turntable. Boxed. So I did actually put oh, hang on. That's the same one. So I got the DJ Hero and turntable kit, and I put the actual game in there. That's £25 to buy online. That's how much they charge you, but you get a £15 trade-in on that for the Wii. If you took the turntable in just by itself, then it ain't worth nothing. I think that's got the dongle in there, I'm not sure, because you've got to have the dongle in there to get the cash. I don't think it's got the dongle. No. It don't have a dongle. So I would not get the money on this one. I'd only get like £1.50 on it. If that, because it just doesn't have the dongle. No, if it was the PlayStation 2 version, but again, you got to have the dongle, you'd get DJ Hero with turntable and USB receiver. You would get a lot more money for it. But I can't take this up because you don't have the dongle. So that's a bit of pain, really. But it is what it is. You know, it's not. You know, I only paid a couple of quid for this anyway. But it's not worth buying a dongle if you're only going to get like X amount of money for it, because like a dongle could cost you £10-15. And even if it's like, let's say a DJ Hero turntable was boxed with a dongle, you'd get £15 trading. But with a DJ Hero turntable dongle on eBay, that is fucking hell, right, that expensive, man. £21, $29.99. Yeah, pretty expensive. Unless you actually bought the complete stuff with it, everything with it, then you might get it for 20-25 quid. Yeah, see, it ain't really worth buying a dongle for it, because, you know, if you're paying out 20 odd quid for it, yeah, £21, and you put that in with it, you'd only get £15 back. So you're spending more money and losing money on it. And these ones are PlayStation 3 ones, actually. Right, one there for a Wii. Not really one there for a Wii console. See, it wouldn't be so bad if they bought a lot of this hardware out and it's like, you know, built-in Wi-Fi. But it ain't. So yeah, that ain't no good. Like, you know, I'm still keeping it as like, just in case I do ever find a dongle for it, you know, cheap. Then I could probably cash it in with C.E.X for voucher. But it depends on like some of this hardware now. It's just like getting old and obsolete, and you know, I think it is getting a bit hard to you know, find this stuff. And when you do find it, there's not much value to it. The only ones that, you know, has value to it is like the Guitar Heroes, you know, being like Xbox or if you had the drum set, which I did have before, you know, I could have, well, they're selling for £42. My actual daughter, Jessica, wanted it, but my sister came up and fucking whipped it. My daughter was like really pissed off, and like she complained to my sister. And the thing was, my sister was actually going to take it to a car boot fair and sell it. Because she knew that my daughter was pissed off with it, she said, "Oh well, if you want it, you have to come down and get it." But my sister lives in Kent. My daughter lives up here near me. It's quite a way to go down and pick up a fucking like a drum kit, you know, kind of thing. It would have costed them more to go down there and back than it would to actually trade it in. So if you ever come across any of the Guitar Hero drum kits, it's worth picking them up because, like, you know, you can get anything. Well, they sell them between £42 and £62. A box one, a complete box one, which is Guitar Hero Warrior Rock Band Bundle, guitar, drum, kit, and microphone. That's £195. They sell for, and that would be like £134 trading. So if you ever come across one of those, it's worth picking it up. You need to have to pay like £30-40 for it. You're going to triple your money near enough. Well, trading cash 111. So if you picked up for, say, like 50 quid, you're way doubling your money. You need quadrupling it on a trading voucher. So yeah, you know, always keep an eye out for some of the Guitar Hero stuff. The only one which I would not bother with, I suppose, is like the DJ Renegade Edition, which is the turntable, carry case, and CD. You don't get much on that one. Like, they sell it for 18, and you only get like £11 trading on that. So that's not really worth picking up, unless you can pick it up for a couple of quid and like trading for 11 quid. But the turntable kits ain't worth it unless they're complete boxed and it's got the dongle with it. Right, anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to go and get myself some oranges and shove them down my throat and sort out my medication. I was going to do some tidying up in the living room today. I bought some more containers. Lidl's is doing some storage containers for $14.99. And that kind of like that big. You get 4 of those with lids. Then you got 4 smaller ones and 4 even smaller ones, which I suppose are okay for the price, you know. But I did like check that none of them were broken, because if they were, like, you know, I didn't want to bring broken ones home. I've had like an issue with Amazon where I bought 5 80 litre containers, and one of them was broken at the corner, and I got partial refund of £7 back when it cost me 50 quid. And I said, "Oh, can't you use it? You know, how badly is it?" And like, I said, "Well, no, I can't use it because like, if I put heavy stuff in it, it's just going to like crack even more and like collapse on me, you know, and everything's going to come out in it." So I did ask him, do I need to return it? And I said, "No, don't worry about it. You know, we'll give you the £7. But I do need to get some more a bit later on after next week or two, because I still need a lot more containers to sort out all this shit in the living room." I did find some cardboard boxes outside, like shoe boxes, which I could probably use and like stick games in. Well, not so much games, but the actual inserts and manuals, which I plan to use those for. So I've got a lot of manuals and cover inserts, which I've been buying off eBay. So I've got a lot of just discounted games as well. So hopefully I might be able to make some more CIBs as well at a later date. It all takes time, effort and energy, which I don't have is effort and energy at the moment. So yeah, cheers watching. If you can see the bucket, I've not been well, as you know, with stomach problems. I was throwing up last week, and last night I thought I was going to throw up, so I bought the bucking just to be on the safe side, but lucky enough I didn't throw up. But I did have a bit of an upset stomach this morning, but I still was able to get out. I had to get out because I had to pay £35 on my fucking new Oyster card. Coming home was a real hassle because going up there, first of all I went to the post office to actually pay for the new Oyster card, and the bus driver just nodded, the card didn't register, it just went beep beep, and that means the long two beeps, it's not registering. But I showed him the card and the bus driver said, just get on kind of thing, and it was only like 4 stops from here to the post office. So I got to the post office, went in there, paid for the new Oyster card, which won't be here for another week apparently. And that might even be delayed because I might not want the bloody photo I've uploaded, so I might have to upload a new photo. That means going out and getting a bloody haircut, and then I'm going to have to pay money for new photos. Then I've got to upload the new photo. I've managed to download the old photo from the old Oyster card, which is only about a year old, a couple of years. So I might be able to upload that one instead of me going out and buying and getting new photos done. So anyway, I went to the post office, done that, went to the bus stop to go to Croydon, and again the guy just let me on. But on the way back, I put my card on, and it gave me the error code thing, and I showed him the card. He goes, "Your card's blocked, mate." I said, "I don't know, is it?" I said, "Does that mean I can't get on?" He goes, "Well, you could have showed me and told me the card ain't working before I let you on." I said, "Well, if you want me to fucking pay by card, I'll pay by card. But I can't see why I've got to pay by card when I've got an Oyster card. It ain't my fault the card's fucking knackered." And I said, "I've ordered a new one anyway, so I should still be covered by the receipt for the new one." And he just kind of said, "Oh, just ask next time." And I just got on and fucking just sat down. And it was like about 25 stops I had to come all the way back on. And usually I say thanks to the driver, but this one was a narky little bastard. So as I got off the bus, I didn't say thank you. I just got off and that was it. Then I had to go and do a little bit of shopping. Then I had to go to the chemist. Whole bag of medications there. One of the medications is missing because they're out of stock and they can't get it. Short on the medication product. So I had to ring up the doctors and try to find out if they can give me some kind of alternative. So now I've got to sort that out and wash my cup up, and I'm going to get some oranges and sit and eat them and watch some videos. Right, I'm off. I might do a bit of gaming tonight. I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. No. Honestly, didn't. I've not had a cost of living payment for four years. Previously to the 4 years, I got it. But the last 4 years, I ain't got it. Apparently, I'm not entitled to it. It's just out of the bollocks. And I ain't going to keep ringing them up because it costs money to keep ringing them up. They usually say, no, you can't have it because you're not entitled to it, which I think is load of bullshit because, you know, it gets cold every fucking year, and like I got to keep putting my heating on and keep running up my electric bill because my electrically fucked up. I rang the electric company up for a new key, and they said they sent it, never received it, and my meter was running down. I'm like, they reckon they sent out 3 electric keys as replacement, never got it. And I said, well, what am I going to do then? She goes, well, if it gets down to £1, you know, let us know and we'll send an engineer out and he can put credit on. So the engineer came round and I said to him, look, have you got a key? He goes, no, we don't supply keys. I said, well, I don't know what I'm going to do then because I ain't going to keep ringing them up and having the engineers down there all the time to put credit on because you don't accept the payment and I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, you know, kind of thing. So I said, have you got a smart meter? And he goes, yeah, I've got one. So he put a smart meter on. I am paying double now of what I used to. I used to get away with like £15 of electric, which would last me over 2 weeks. Seriously, over 2 weeks. So I don't use that much electricity. Since I've had the smart meter on, I'm still using the same amount of electricity, but I'm paying double. I'm putting like £15 on each week because they are charging me standing fucking charges. And when I went on to smart meter, before I went on to smart meter, the day I went on to smart meter, I told them what the situation is, how much I'm going to be charged. And they said, you'll just be charged for the electric. I said, what about standing charges? No, you won't get charged standing charges, but I am. And I rang them up a couple of weeks ago because I've had the smart meter for about 3 months now. And I was fuming. I said, why am I being charged standing charges when you told me I wasn't going to get standing charges? Oh, no, we didn't say. Yes, you fucking did. You know, it's recorded. Go back on the recordings. Well, everyone gets standing charges. I said, well, I was told I wasn't going to get standing charges, and you're charging me standing charges. And standing charges is like 56p a day. So it's like, if you work it out, I'm practically paying double of what I'm supposed to be paying. I was, well, sorry about that, but we can't actually refund you. We've got no way of actually deducting the standing charges because it's legally binding by the contract, and we can't alter the contract. So I've got a fucking smart meter, and I'm paying double on what I used to. And with my with my water bill, I used to pay £34 per month on my water bill. Suddenly it shot up to £64, near double. I rang them up. Mind you, I did get a letter from Thames Water stating that there was a leakage, apparently, and there was a 10 litre per day leakage coming from my flat. Now, it don't mean it's like, you know, leak from the pipes inside, because I would notice it's probably like leakage from the pipes outside. So I didn't really want, you know, I thought maybe like I made a mistake, so I left it. Then I got another letter, same kind of letter. So I thought, you know what, I better ring them up. So I rang them up the other day. Mind you, I rang up the housing association because I said to them, oh, what, I need a plumber around because like I got a letter from Thames Water saying that there's a leak somewhere. And I will say to you, my taps are leaking, but I usually try to, you know, really turn them off to stop leaking. But they reckon it's possibly a pipe leakage. So I've got like 2 plumbers coming around next week. One plumber is to do the tap in the kitchen, the tap in the bathroom, the toilet, know where the water runs down inside the bowl, that's leaking. So them 3 got to be done. Then I told them about the pipes. That's got to be done. So they've got another guy coming around the same day to do the pipe. Why they could not get it all done from the one plumber, I don't know, but apparently they couldn't do it. So I've got 2 plumbers coming around on Monday. And I rang up Thames Water and I told them about it. And they said, well, we can't do nothing until you get your leak sorted out. Once your leak sorted out, get a copy of the record, because the plumber's got to write down exactly what's been done, especially with the piping. Guys, get a copy and send it to us through email or post, and then we can readjust your water bill and it'll go back down. Because when I spoke to him, I said, well, one letter says like 10 litres per day. I said, I don't even fucking drink 10 litres. I don't even use 10 litres a day. I said, I'll probably use like a couple of litres a day, if that, kind of thing. So where that is every fucking day, I don't know. And I said, well, going for, they said, just put you on hold for a minute. So put me on hold. And guy come back and he goes, yeah, it's definitely seems like a leak in your pipes. And it looks like it's got worse because it's now 20 litres per day. What the fuck? So it goes, so yeah, once you get the plumber around, hopefully he can fix it. And we will need the record of them stating if they fixed it or not. Now, I did look on Thames Water. If the plumber does not fix it, then I can get Thames Water to actually send their own plumber out free of charge to fix it. So I ain't got to pay for it to be fixed anyway, because the housing association's got to pay for it because it's their property, it's their responsibility. The only responsibility in is like me changing the light bulb or painting the doors or putting carpeting down, stuff like that. So it's just been fucking hectic the last couple of weeks. I've had fucking stomach bugs for the last 3 weeks, fucking throwing up and diarrhea and stabbing pains, cramp and all that shit going on. I was in hospital yesterday for an x-ray on my knees, arthritis. So then I had to ring up fucking DWP to say, oh well, I've had my x-rays, I'll send you my medical report once it comes through. But yeah, as I say, I've not had the home weather payment for the last 4 years. Apparently, I'm not entitled to it. Yeah, I'm still taking painkillers, but the thing is, one particular painkiller for my back, because I was in hospital last year for 3 weeks, so I had a back infection, and even still they couldn't fucking figure out what caused it. They said it must have been a cut that got infected and worked round to the back of the bottom of the spine. And I couldn't move, I couldn't fucking get up, I couldn't walk, I couldn't crawl, I couldn't do anything. Well, I managed to call the door because I rang up 999 and said to him, I'm in so much pain, I can't even do nothing. I was practically in tears. I was in so much fucking pain. So they said, right, we'll send a medic around, which they did do. And I'm sitting on a box in the hallway, waiting for the medic to come round. And he came knocking on the door, and lucky enough, I was able to bend over with a lot of pain to open the door, and I was explaining to him, and he was taking my blood temperature and all that kind of shit. And he goes, right, well, what we're going to have to do, we will call an ambulance because your blood and everything's fucking everywhere. So we're waiting for the ambulance, and I said, you know what, I think I'm going to pass out. He goes, no, try not to pass out. He goes, if you're going to pass out, let me know, kind of thing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell you if I pass out, mate, So as I was kind of he was doing all the tests and everything, yeah, the intercom went off. And said it was the ambulance, and the ambulance guys came up. And as I was coming up the stairs, as he went to open it, I just went, and lucky enough, he caught hold of me. He grabbed me arm, and I was out for about 30 seconds because I was in so much fucking pain. And they brought me around, and because of my weight, they said, we can't take you down on one of those, like, dollies, the stretcher thing, which is on wheels. He goes, we've got a special wheelchair. We'll actually have to take you down on a wheelchair. And that's what I had to do. And then got the old hospital. I was taking blood tests, and I had fucking like the runs in as well, kind of thing. My whole bodily function was fucked right up because of the infection. So they put me in my own like little ward, my own little room, and I was on medication for the whole 3 weeks. They was giving me antidepressants and painkillers and blood glucose and stuff for me headaches and all the other kind of medication I was taking. They was giving me like about 10 to 15 pills every day for like, I think it's like, it'd be 15 tablets at the evening, but like then I'd have other tablets during the daytime, which would be about 3 or 4, maybe 5, kind of thing. And I think those mainly like for the blood pressure and like with diabetes and whatever else, what I was taking. And know those needles they put in, so they can, like take blood and then like, you put you on the machine, to do all your scans and like, your BP and all that shit, yeah. Well, they couldn't find after time, they could never find a vein. So they put a vein in my fucking artery here, didn't they? And that's the only way they could do it. That's the only one time they could find a vein in the artery. And I said one day, I said, I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, well, can you make it? I said, yeah, I can make it, because I was feeling a bit better. This was like in the second week. So I get up and I'm pulling the fucking like monitor thing with me, going down. Like there is a bathroom near to me, but it was occupied, so I had to walk further down the hallway and go to that one. So I'm sitting there, like doing what I need to do, and as I get up to pull my fucking shorts up, I knocked the fucking needle out, didn't I? And blood just went everywhere, and I'm fucking like, oh, and I just hit the fucking like emergency button just in time, and suddenly like 3 or 4 fucking nurses come running in, goes, what's happened? And I said, I knocked this thing out. They can see this fucking blood pouring out of my fucking artery. So like they got a band and like, covered it up to stop the blood coming out. And then they got me back to the bed and redone it. And this time they found a different vein on this arm. I think it was up here somewhere. So that's all. We've done that one. I said one of the nurses done it because they couldn't find a vein, so they put it there. So I said, we ain't going to do that again. I thought, fucking right, no, I don't want that happening again. Like, fucking blood shooting that everywhere. And one nurse had to go in and clear all the fucking blood up. Like, it's all on the floor, on the wall, in the toilet, over the toilet, everywhere. There must have been like, time like fucking came down, blood was shooting out, and like, there must have been at least a pint of fucking blood all over the place, Quite funny, but, it was like very serious because like, if they did not come, I could have bloody well just bled out, kind of thing. But so I was in there for just under 3 weeks, and they gave me pain medication to bring home, and they gave me like 15 packets, which would last me 3 months. But since that run out, I can't get it. The doctor won't prescribe it because he said it's medication that only the hospital prescribes here. And And they tried contacting the hospital for them to give me more medication, but I said no, because like he's been discharged. If you're still in there, then we give you like, you know, the pain medication. But because he's already been out for 3 months, we can't give it to him. So at the moment, all I'm fucking taking is bloody ibuprofen and paracetamol, which ain't doing fuck all, because I still keep getting little backaches. And like yesterday, when I went to the hospital for my x-rays on my knees, they took about 6 or 8 x-rays. And the doctor came and spoke to me. He goes, because I explained, like, you know, I had x-rays on my knees about 3 years ago, and they found like these little spores underneath me kneecap, which was like rubbing, and that was like making my knees click and like get painful. And he goes, well, we're not actually seeing so many spores at the moment, but we do believe that you may have arthritis. I said, well, what does that mean? He goes, well, you won't need surgery, not at this time. He goes, if it does kind of like progress and gets worse, you know, you're talking about 5 years. I thought, so I've got fucking suffer for 5 years. I can't even fucking walk down the stairs, mate, you know. I've got my walking stick, yeah, but you know, I can't go out practically. Well, I'll go out twice a week, if that. One to go and do a bit of shopping, and one to go and, like, you know, get me medication or whatever else I need to do. And I try to do whatever I can when I do go out, so it saves me going out even more in a week, because it fucking kills my knees. And the cheeky bastard, he goes, well, we're going to try to get you onto therapy, and also we're going to get you onto one of those special schemes to control your weight, because we think that your weight is also contributing on your knees. So it's your back that's causing more pain to your knees. I said, hang on a minute, but I had all these knee problems before I had my back infection. You know, yeah, but your back is still also contributing to your knees, and your weight is also contributing to your knees. So there's 2 or 3 things that's actually contributing to your knees to make your knees feel even worse. So he's going to write a letter to the doctors. I'll go and get a copy and send over to the fucking working pensions arseholes. No, that's going to do much fucking good anyway. But I did ring them and update them yesterday, and I said, oh, you know, when I get the letter, I'll just like forward it to you. And they said, yeah, you know, because it might help with extra payments if you're entitled to any extra payments, which I'm not fucking getting anyway. They might kind of bump the payment up maybe a little bit, but I very much doubt it, because they're trying to cut fucking everyone down from, like, you know, like benefits now, aren't they? The bastard fucking shitty governments. But yeah, they're going to put me on a weight loss kind of program. Now, if they turn around and say, like, you know, you're going to go on a special diet, I'm going to say, well, you give me the fucking money for the dieting, so I can't afford it, which I can't. So, you know, I can go out and buy games, yeah, but I'm not spending that much on games, you know, kind of thing. I'll buy them and trade them in and get extra voucher cost to get different games what I want. But that ain't the point, you know, like, what I do with my money, I do what I want to do with it, but I've been buying a lot more clothes lately, because I have put on weight, and I keep going up and down in weight, you know, especially around the waist. Like, I could put a pair of fucking boxer shorts on and they just fall back down, even though they're like the stretchable ones. They'll just fall down. So what I've done, I bought some other ones, a bit smaller. They're a little bit tight, so they weren't no good. So then I had to buy some more, which actually did fit. But then, like, you know, I don't I don't want to keep buying fucking shorts all the time, you know, because I've got ones which are too small, ones which are too fucking big, and ones which are just about right. But I only bought a pack of 6 of the ones that fit me. And, you know, when I change them, I put them in a bowl in a bathroom because I don't wash all my clothes more than twice a week if I can help it because of the cost of electric. So because I'm running out of shorts, I might have to go back onto the ones which are too fucking big for me, which keep falling down. So I bought some actual short, like jogging shorts. These. So when I put my boxer shorts on, which are too big, I just like pull them up, tuck my t-shirt in, and I put these shorts on top. And then that stops me boxer shorts from fucking falling down after time. But anyway, cheers watching. I'm going to go because I'm getting a bit hungry. I did do a very small amount of shopping today. Got a bit of pork, a bit of chicken, some oranges, which I'm going to eat in a minute, a small bottle of milk, because I fancied the coffee today, and I thought, well, I'm not going to buy one of those big 2-litre ones, you know, which like long life and last about a month, because like if I've got like stomach issues, milk isn't good for the stomach apparently. It can go to your stomach and like make you even more fucking ill. So I bought like one of those little small miniature ones, and I thought, well, fuck it, I'm going over coffee when I get home. I had a decent cup of coffee for weeks. I've been drinking those fucking little sachets, and I've been concerned about, the milk might be causing a little bit of the stomach issue. Chucked away the milk what I had in there, which was like probably half a litre because it was out of date anyway, but it still would have been okay, I reckon. So I threw that away. And I just made a coffee, and I've got that small, like half a litre bottle. But I'm not going to be drinking coffee all the time every day because that might be, or it could contribute towards me stomach issue. Right, anyway, I'm going to go because, as I say, like, I keep saying I'm going to go. I'm going to go because I want to get some orange, because they do say, you need to eat more fruit and veggies, which I've been trying to do. I've got some apples and I've got oranges, so I'm going to eat some oranges in a minute. I've been trying to keep myself dehydrated, and no, this is not. Although it's a prime bottle, I've already drunk the prime. I drank the prime last week. I tried to recycle the bottles, wash them out and fill them with water, and then stick them in the fridge. But I think because it's been so hot and I've been drinking a lot of freezing cold water, that could also be causing the stomach issue as well, because it probably could like frozen my stomach inside, kind of thing. So I'm trying not to put them in the fridge that much now. So any bottles I get, if they're good solid bottles, then I'll keep them, wash them out, and just like fill them up with normal tap water or boiled water and let them cool down, and like stick them in the fridge or leave them on the side. I always take a bottle of water with me, keep myself a little bit hydrated. Right, I'm off. Cheers for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, anyone, if you're still there, and I'll catch you all later. Why is the stream not ending?